There are a lot of comparisons that can be made between last year's first overall pick, Trayvon Walker, and this year's projected top 10 pick, Tyree Wilson from Texas Tech. And those comparisons come from the fact that Trayvon Walker had a meteoric rise because of the rare length and athletic tools that he brought to the position as a big, strong, dominating edge rusher out of the University of Georgia. What we get with Tyree Wilson, first of all, this is a top 10 talent. This is a guy who deserves to be drafted in the top 10. And with the potential run on edge rushers that's going to go that early, he could be the second guy off the board after Will Anderson. I right now have him ranked as my third overall edge. I think that's where he fits a little bit better because of a little bit of a lack of flexibility. He can be a bit stiff at times, but this is a freaking massive, massive edge rusher that you are getting to add to your defense, preferably playing as a 4-3 defensive end. Tyree Wilson's power and length make him a very overwhelming task for a lot of offensive linemen to deal with. Not a lot of guys that he went up against were able to even slow him down on a lot of reps. He has such commanding power that he was tossing offensive linemen aside. He was bullying the hell out of tight ends, which I was very entertained by seeing some of these reps throughout these games where he was putting those guys into the dirt. He was making their days a living hell. And that's something that you want in a defensive end. It's a very underrated trait that you're making things difficult for tight ends on rushing plays, but also on those passing plays, not allowing them to have a free release. I love getting that from my defensive ends. Disruption is very clear. You can see the tangible disruption that he brings on a play-to-play basis. The only setback and the only drawback for a guy like Tyree Wilson is that he might not be and he might not become a 15 sack guy in the NFL. But where I see his value and why I think he deserves to be a top 10, top 15 pick is that this is somebody who is going to be a snap-to-snap disruptive player, especially against the run. He can be a high tackle for loss productive player, and then is going to maybe not be the guy who creates the sack production, but can divert attention away for other players to create their own production. Tyree Wilson's exactly who I want. I want guys that are disruptive. I want guys that cause problems, and that is why I believe he's going to be a top 10 pick. If you want Tyree Wilson on your team, let me know in the comments below on who you want him to play for. I just want to tell you folks about an exciting new partnership that we have with this channel with Underdog Fantasy. Ever since I joined, I've been having so much fun. There are so many different exciting games that make watching games during the offseason more exciting. I'm not the biggest basketball fan, but it has made it way more entertaining since I found Underdog Fantasy. And my favorite game to play so far, which I think you should try out, is Pick'em. It is so easy to play. Just pick higher or lower on your favorite player's stats, and you can win up to 20 times your money in a single night. Underdog keeps it simple with their easy-to-use website and mobile apps. Pick between 2 and 5 players to fill out your Pick'em slip, get every pick right, and take home some cold, hard cash. Use code HACK, H-A-C-K, HACK, like the name of this channel. Use code HACK to get your first deposit doubled up to $100 by Underdog. Go sign up. You won't regret it. You're going to have a blast. Check out Underdog Fantasy. I also want to tell you folks about our other recurring sponsor that we have on this channel, that being BetOnline, betonline.ag, which has all the updated odds, news, and anything for sports betting. It's my go-to source for when I want to be betting specifically on games. I love betting on college basketball or the NBA. Especially, again, during the offseason, always looking for more fun ways to be focused in on some of these other sports. It's betonline.ag and use promo code BELIEVE50. It's promo code BELIEVE50 to get 50% welcome bonus on your first deposit. BetOnline, where the game starts.